very good day to you and welcome to the program. I want to say, whose side are you on? I'm on the Lord's side. But maybe more importantly, whose side is the Lord on? Is he on your side? Because the Lord is the one who fights for you and me. That is such wonderful news. If we go to the Old Testament, to the book of Joshua, chapter 10, just a couple of verses. I'm going to verse 12 here. Then Joshua spoke to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and moon in the valley of Ajalon. So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped till the people had revenge upon their enemies. God was fighting for Israel. So much so that when the man of God spoke to the sun, folks, can you believe that? Told the sun to stand still so that they could defeat the enemy and the moon. And it happened. Why? Because the sun, S-U-N, and the moon are subject to the Son of God, Jesus Christ, S-O-N. If God is on your side, you have nothing whatsoever to fear. If we look at Romans chapter 8 and verse 31, if God is for you, there is no man that will stand against you. And that is a fact of life. Folks, often we think that we stand in there and we're fighting, but the Lord is right with us. He's standing right here. I don't know how many times I've had to get on that platform absolutely petrified. I always get there, okay, feeling absolutely nauseous, looking at a crowd of men. I mean, this field here, there may be one or two men watching the program right now that were there when we had the biggest tent in the whole world. From those trees in the top distance there, right down to this fence line was one tent. It took 30,000 men inside. I'm talking about men, not women and children. 30,000 men outside because they couldn't fit in. I know that for a fact. I'm not speaking like an evangelist. My son-in-law cable-tied every chair. 30,000 chairs inside, 30,000 outside. When you stand on that platform and you're looking at men, real men, you must know, you must be about yourself. You must be about your wits, because if you're not, you're going to be cut down quickly. You see, unlike a normal church service where everybody sits there and is in good manners and they don't move because the minister's speaking, no one wants to do anything, okay, and they sit there until he's finished. Not with this type of meeting. These guys came here with their caravans and their tents, which went to the top of that horizon over there, where that maize crop is, and right down to the other side. Thousands of them camping everywhere. If they didn't like it, they just hitched up the wagon and they went home. They weren't obliged to stay because they weren't paying any tickets and we weren't taking any collections. But I want to tell you something now. That's when you've got to know that the Lord is fighting for you. And sometimes he makes you do something that's totally ridiculous. You know, I remember down in Mitchell's Plain, just outside Cape Town, the flower of Cape Town, that's what we call Mitchell's Plain today, where there are gangs and gangsters. One of the most dangerous places on the continent of Africa, where up to 9 men get murdered every day. When God told me, almost audibly, call out the gang leaders, I want to pray for them. In front of everybody. I mean, it's ridiculous. Who's going to come? And I did just that. I said, God's calling the gang leaders. And I just stood there, and then the women started weeping all over the place. And then they started coming up one by one. 12 of them. I will never forget that day as long as I live. You know why? Because God was fighting for me. In fact, I was just an adoring spectator. And so, folks, there we have it. If God is fighting for you, it's a win-win situation. You can't lose. God bless you until the next time. Goodbye.